Fortnite OG's upcoming updates for the rest of the season have been fully revealed, and one of these updates could very well ruin the entire season OG experience. It was confirmed by Hypex at the very beginning of season OG's launch day that the Mech has been updated to potentially return at the end of Chapter 1 Fortnite OG. And in case you guys never got to experience what the mechs were like back in Fortnite Season X for the original Chapter 1 experience back in 2018, these were one of the most controversial items up until that point that Fortnite has ever released. It was this massive robot that allowed one player to control it while another player controlled the turrets, and it literally sprayed a barrage of missiles that destroyed every building and build in its sight. On top of that, it also had an overshield for the driver you had to break before you could even damage them. The tank itself also had thousands of HP, and to make things even worse, it also was able to boost around and jump on people to do even more damage. I mean, you guys can clearly see here in the background that all of these streamers during the time absolutely despised it, and a lot of people agreed it was one of the worst balanced items that Fortnite's ever released into the loot pool. But the good news for us is that these updates for Fortnite OG are actually going to be coming out in chronological order, which means if the mech does end up returning, we will not see it until the Season X update at the very end of Season OG, which gives us plenty of time to enjoy it before these insane items are released. And in case you guys still need the OG pass or any of the brand new skins in the shop, we do send a gift to subscribers in every single video here on the channel. So if you want to receive a gift, all you have to do is drop a like, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on, and also leave your epic usernames down below so I can add you and send you the gift. And a massive shout out to everyone using code NERP2 in the Fortnite item shop. You guys make these videos possible, so thank you so much for the support. It really helps me out. But it was also confirmed by Hypex that in 2 days from now, Season OG will actually rotate to the Season 6 map, vehicles, and loot pool, and this is actually going to be the first downtime update we receive of Fortnite OG so far. He went on to tweet upcoming Chapter 1 update and the 27.0 update coming out on November 9th, which like I said is 2 days away from when this video is going live, is actually going to be transitioning us into Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 6, which means the map changes will include the floating cube island above Loot Lake, which is going to be awesome. That also does play a part in the live events that we're going to be re-experiencing as well. And on top of that, we are also getting unvaults for the double barrel shotgun, the clinger, the 6-shooter, the chiller trap, the porta fortress, mounted turrets, quad crasher, and drip boards. I know a lot of people are going to be excited about those. Personally, I think the mounted turrets returning is kind of annoying. We get to experience everything from OG Fortnite exactly as it was, just to get that full experience. And like I said earlier in the video, we are going to be going through all of the season updates in chronological order. So for the 27.10 update, which is actually going to be coming out on November 16th, a week after this next update, this is actually going to be implementing and taking us through Chapter 1 Season 7 and Chapter 1 Season 8, which means for upcoming map changes, we are going to be getting added the Sloan, the Frosty Flights, and also the Pirate Camps onto the map. One thing that a lot of people are very upset about here is the fact that the volcano, which was a staple and mainly the theme for Season 8, is unfortunately not going to be re-added to the Fortnite map. So it seems like some of the bigger map changes that correlated with OG seasons still are being kept out from Season OG. We're not really sure why Fortnite's doing this. It might have to do with the storyline and the new order that's happening since we did time travel back in time. But I know a lot of people are going to be bummed out about that because the volcano was a really cool part of the Season 8 experience. But along with those map changes, the unvaults for this are going to be the flint knock, the minigun, quad launchers, itemized glider redeploy, buried treasure maps, poison traps, and finally planes and cannons. The planes are another item that a lot of people were very hit or miss on, so it's going to be very interesting to see how the community reacts to all of these updates that inevitably are going to be adding stuff that some people just don't like. Now, for the final update of Season OG, it is going to be the 27.11 update dropping on November 23rd, again 1 week after that update that we previously looked at, and this will be taking us through the final 2 seasons of Chapter 1, which was Season 9 and Season X. Of course, for these map changes, we are going to be getting the Meteor here, which we actually have early looks at what this is going to look like in game with the newer updated season OG graphics, and we are most likely going to be getting Neo Tilted added into the game, which was personally one of the best map changes I think they did throughout chapter 1. I think that was one of the best versions of Tilted, with the slipstreams allowing you to get around the map a lot quicker. It just added a lot of mobility and it really sped up the gameplay, which a lot of people really enjoyed. Now, in terms of the unvaults for this season, we have the Heavy Sniper, Proximity Launcher, the Airstrike, which I think a lot of people forgot was even an item to begin with, the Junk Rift, the Storm Flip, Jetpacks, and of course the Ballers, which I know the Jetpacks and Ballers were very popular items, so I think a lot of people are going to get to enjoy experiencing those, especially since I know a lot of you guys that are playing currently maybe didn't even get to experience OG Fortnite back in the day. Now, one thing that is very important to remember here is that since we are time traveling back through Season 5 to Season X of Chapter 1, all the different live events that took place during that period, we are going to be getting to re-experience with newer versions of those live events. So it was confirmed that for the Season 6 update coming out here in the next few days, that the Cube Floating Island will take place, and eventually it is going to end up melting into Loot Lake, just like the live event we had back in 2018. And the live event that changed the course and direction of Fortnite's history, we are also going to be getting to re-experience, and it was confirmed by Hypex that tweeted saying the time machine will be attached to the rocket during the end event. We're in for another peak end event, and then we go into chapter 5, and we actually have early screenshots of what this is going to look like. So we are going to be getting to experience the black hole and end event again, but this time around it will be drastically different because the time machine that Kato Thorn was using to travel back and steal items will actually be attached to the rocket, which means they may very well be able to send this rocket back to different dimensions and also change the outcourse of what happens during these live events, which might change everything going into the future. It's a classic case of one of those things where if you go back in time and change stuff, it's inevitably going to change what the future holds, since you're messing with what already has happened in the past, and that is exactly what's going to be happening here with a lot of the Fortnite OG updates and live events that we get to re-experience. Also, here is the different stages for what the Fortnite map is actually going to look like. Obviously, you guys already know some of the points of interest and map updates that are going to be changing, but this just gives you a better idea of where the snow areas are going to come in, and also where the meteor and some of the bigger map changes and live event areas are also going to change as well. And personally, since we are getting big downtime updates every single week here in Fortnite, I'm very excited to see how the next few weeks play out, experiencing the live events, new map changes, massive loot pool changes and items. It's going to be a really fun time, and I'm hoping that some of these updates, like the Mech, don't really ruin the Season OG experience. One of the other items a lot of people have been speculating may very well return, and we don't have any information proving this in the files like the Mechs as of yet, is the Infinity Blade, which was released back in Chapter 1, Season 7. So obviously, if Epic ends up releasing this again, it will come out in the Season 7 and Season 8 updates, which is going to be taking place on November 16th. So make sure you guys have your eyes peeled for that. That was one of those items that, again, was pretty game-breaking, but it made for a lot of memories and a lot of funny moments. So I think it would be great if they actually re-added it, at least for a little bit, how overpowered the Infinity Blade actually was back in the day. But that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed and are excited for all the future Season OG updates, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, my friends.